Tuko na moja kati ya mchambuzi anayefanya vizuri zaidi kwenye nchi ya South Africa na amekuja hapa kwa ajili ya mchezo wa Kariakoo Derby ambapo utakwenda kuchezwa hapa siku ya kesho. Atakwenda kutuambia namna gani ambavyo makocha hawa wawili wakikutana ushindani unakuwa namna gani, lakini pia tupe tu historia fupi ama takwimu fupi za makocha hawa wanapokuwa katika michezo hii mikubwa. Na nimeambiwa si tu derby ya Kariakoo, kwa maana ni derby ambayo inazungumzwa zaidi kwenye upande wa Tanzania, bali ni derby ambayo imekwenda mbali zaidi na kuzungumzwa zaidi nchini Afrika ya Kusini. Atuambie makocha hawa wawili ni makocha namna gani, lakini pia kimbinu wanapokutana nani huwa ni mwalimu bora zaidi anapokwenda kuiendea michezo mikubwa kama hii. Dube,
how are you?
I'm good. Mambo?
Habari yako?
Ni njema sana.
Uko poa?
Uko poa. Karibu Zanzibar.
Asante sana.
So what we would love to hear from you as a person who knows these two coaches. You've seen them play in South Africa and now they will be playing here in Tanzania. According to statistics, we're here and we've seen that Steve Barker has won more games than Manqoba. So please tell us about the two coaches, how it is and how they do it. Karibu.
Look, it's exciting for me just to be here because South Africa has not just exported any coach, but two very good coaches. Manqoba Mngqithi has worked with Coach Pitso Mosimane from 2012 until Coach Pitso left Sundowns 2020. Then he became co-head coach with Rulani Mokwena at Sundowns, and then later became head coach of Sundowns. So I think he probably spent about 12 years Mamelodi Sundowns. He's won maybe 7-8 league titles. Champions League 2016 with Mamelodi Sundowns. I think they transformed that team into the best team that we've seen in South Africa. I mean, to go for 8 years winning the league title. Steve Barker, on the other hand, incredible coach, coached Stellenbosch, I think, from when they were in the second division, and then took them to the Premier League, which we call the Betway Premiership. And I think his work is seen in the players that came through the development structures of the club and became top players, went on to play for the national team, for teams like Sundowns. I mean, players like the late Jaden Adams, may soul rest in peace. Ikram Reyners came through, the same team. Ashley Dupree went to Kaizer Chiefs. It's just gone back to now. Fawaz Basadine. So quite a number of players that have come through Steve Barker. So these are two really good coaches that have come to Tanzania.
Let's talk about the statistics, the games they've played in South Africa.
Yeah. Look, I think the statistics may be a bit difficult to look at because, but also, these are two top coaches. Coach Manqoba, as a coach on his own, as a young coach, I think he was about 45, 46. He won a cup trophy in South Africa with a team called Golden Arrows. And he won that game 6-0. That was the highest score that game ever produced. He was a young coach then. Then he went to Sundowns. So as Sundowns, for most part, he was under Pitso Mosimane for 8 years. So now to look at the number of games that he's won may not be a good reflection of him as a coach. He also, when he then became co-head coach with Rulani, if you look at those games, I mean, they've won 2 league titles. I think that just changes, how that looks. Coach Steve, on the other hand, was at one club for many years, Stellenbosch FC. So he obviously would have had a lot of games with that team. So it's a bit difficult to really compare statistics, but the most important thing is that these are two very good coaches.
In your opinion, as you know these two coaches, you've seen them, as I said before, you've seen them play. In your opinion, what kind of game should we expect? You know the derby, how the derby goes here in Tanzania. So now it's not only a derby, a Dar es Salaam derby, but it's also a South African derby. What kind of game should we expect?
Look, these are two very interesting coaches. When I look at Coach Steve, during his time at Stellenbosch, he didn't really play the most beautiful football. Obviously, maybe because of the setup where he was, but they got results. Coming to a team like Simba, I'm sure there's expectation to see the team play very well. I think they've recruited good players. So I expect to see two teams that would want to dominate the ball a lot. But also very interesting because Coach Manqoba worked with Pitso Mosimane. And Pitso Mosimane is a coach who prioritizes getting the result. So sometimes you may see a game where the coaches are not really about trying to play beautiful football, but get the result. Both of them need to win the game. Steve Barker, he's been here for 7 months now, 8 months, won 2 trophies. He needs to win this game to say, listen, I'm going to be the one ending this 5-year dominance that Yanga has had. But also Coach Manqoba needs to win this game to say, listen, I've come here, I'm going to help Yanga continue to dominate this league. So I expect to see a seesaw affair, back and forth kind of game. I don't think there's too much of a gap in terms of the quality between the two teams.
Okay, it's a derby. We're having 2 coaches from South Africa and also from Simba and Yanga. We have Shalulile from Yanga and also have Rushain, we have Neo. How big is this derby in South Africa?
Look, it's massive. There's obviously that excitement, back in South Africa. Again, it's not just any players that have come. Rushin can easily play for any top club on the continent. He's played in Israel, overseas. He's played in Portugal as well. He's played for Sundowns. He's played for Bafana Bafana. Top professional. Neo Maema captained Bafana Bafana in the Chan. Peter Shalulile captains Namibia. He's one of their best players. He's the best goal scorer in the history of the South African League, Peter Shalulile. So you can see that these are really quality players. And I think what that does is that for the football fan in South Africa, they want to see, okay, why did these guys go to Tanzania? Because Kaizer Chiefs fans, Orlando Pirates fans would have wanted some of those players. Peter Shalulile easily can play at Chiefs, can play at Pirates and make a difference for them. Rushin can play in any of those teams. Neo Maema, same thing. Keletso Maghalwa came through Sundowns. He's played, he's been wanted by, the big teams before. So that obviously generates a lot of interest to see how are these guys going to settle in Tanzania, how are they going to play, who's going to do well between the two. So there's that excitement. That's why I'm here in Tanzania, in Zanzibar.
Okay, apart from Derby, what can you say about Adolf Mtasingwa, who plays in Kaizer Chiefs? How would you assess his performance at the moment?
A very interesting player. I actually think he's a player that Kaizer Chiefs have been needing since Nasruddin Nabi's days. They've not had that kind of player, and I was very happy when I saw him being signed, and I immediately called the former Tanzania national team coach Adel Amrouche, and I asked him, I said, Coach, what do you think about Adolf? He says, he reminds me of Paul Pogba. He's very calm, very good on the ball, very technical. He can make the team play. So Kaizer Chiefs, I think they've done some good business to bring him into the league. We saw him play the first game, and a lot of people were very happy with how he played because, we saw the quality player that he is. But it's going to be a bit difficult for him to adapt. Over the weekend, he's going to play Mamelodi Sundowns. So that's a high-paced game, a bit more intense than what he's experienced in the last 2 games. So I feel he obviously needs to sort of pick up his pace in terms of how he plays, because the Betway Premiership is a bit of a quicker league, a bit more, demanding. You won't get too much time on the ball. So, but look, I think he's a very good signing for Kaizer Chiefs.
Okay, on your side, who do you think they have a big chance to win this trophy?
Between Simba and Yanga. It's a bit of a difficult one. 2 good teams. Coach Steve knows the squad very well. He's won 2 trophies. I think he had a strong finish last season. Coach Manqoba, on the other hand, just came in. He's obviously still trying to find his balance. I don't think any of these 2 teams will outright win, the game. Most likely, at the end of the game, it could still be a draw. Could be decided by penalties, because I see 2 teams that have some really good balance.
Okay.
Thank you.